So we previously looked at, as voted on by fans, the top 10 worst accessories for Transformers, as well as the top 10 accessories that appeared in that 1 or 2 episode. But we've never actually done the top 10 best Transformers accessories, or coolest Transformers accessories, if you will, as voted on by all of you out there. Well, that's what we're going to do today in the latest GotBot Counts Down. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course subscribe, and while you're at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is the top 10 best, coolest Transformers accessories as voted on by fans. And there were a lot of votes and a lot of accessories. Our honorable mentions include, and I'm going to mention this now, there are 4 honorable mentions. So there's a couple of entries on the main countdown list that could be interpreted as separate characters. So if you're not cool with that, feel free to slot in the honorable mentions in their place. That said, the very first honorable mention is a character, but it's never been released by itself. It's only ever been included as an accessory, and it's Crimzeek. In fact, the Crimzeek was included with the Reflector 3-pack or Refractor 3-pack for Siege that was in the toy accurate coloration. Again, it could be interpreted as its own character, but I would call it an accessory because I don't, there's no size, class, price point that was going to fall under. It had to be included as an accessory with at least one larger bot. In this case, it was released with 3 larger bots. As well, honorable mentions, Optimus Prime's trailer, specifically the MP10 and the G1 had votes, but honestly, any Optimus Prime trailer, because Optimus should have his trailer. Sky Spy that came with the Arc / Mainframe, because both Mainframe and Sky Spy had votes, so I just kind of put them together, to be honest with you. And the Transformers Prime, I love this one, I wish I had this one, the Transformers Prime Star Saber, the iteration of the Star Saber sword that was in Transformers Prime. Absolutely fantastic. So, Crimzeek, Optimus Prime's trailer, Sky Spy / Mainframe that came with the Kingdom Arc, and the Transformers Prime Star Saber. Those were the honorable mentions. They did not make the list. Who did? What did? You know what we're going to do. We're going to kick things off with number 10 first. Coming in at number 10, maybe one of the most iconic of all accessories in Transformers, and it's Optimus Prime's Ion Cannon. We've had a lot of iterations of it. This is a resin cast of the Ion Cannon, the gigantic one, that came with the Centurion drone pack. See, you can see the handle is not actually painted black. The rest of this is. This is the one I use. This is the one I love. However, there's the G1 version. There's the MP version. A lot of people like the Classics version of all of the accessories because they all kind of fold up. There's the MP10 version that folds up. There's the Earthrise smaller version that folds up. But we all know that Black Blaster. We all know this geometric shape at the end of it. And we all know when we see it that it belongs to Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime's Ion Cannon. Absolutely one of the most iconic of all Transformers accessories. And it took the number 10 slot. Now 9 is one of those that may be a bit questionable because 9 are Minicons. And I get it. Like, for example, we have Safeguard here. Now, Safeguard could be his own guy. And, of course, Vector Prime here can be his own guy, as is the case, really, with a lot of the Minicons, right? However, the Minicons, in essence, I mean, they can go attached as, in this case, a blaster, whether in the arm or in the hand. Some of them become little vehicle things. Some of them become melee accessories. Some of them become artifacts of the Primes, such as the Requiem Blaster, the Star Saber, and the Sky Boom Shield. The whole point of their existence is to be an accessory. Yes, they're a little robot, but they exist to be used and wielded by someone else. Ergo, an accessory. Minicons, in all of their glory, takes the number 9 slot. Number 8 is kind of a 2-for-1 because it's Vector Sigma. And we've had a couple of Vector Sigmas in the past. This is the one that came with the, did this come with the Wardon pack, or did this come with the Orion packs and Alpha Trion pack? I think the Orion packs and Alpha Trion pack. But also, the key to Vector Sigma. I put both of those votes together because, you know, if you got the key, it's nice to have a Vector Sigma. If you got Vector Sigma, it's nice to have the key. Of course, this is the supercomputer that gives life, personality, and existence to all of the Transformers, all of their character, everything that makes them them. The awesome, the fantastic Vector Sigma takes the number 8 slot. Number 7 is an interesting one and probably a bit of a controversial one again, falling in line much like Minicons, because number 7 are Target Masters. And yes, in essence, Target Masters have to be counted as an accessory. For example, if I go back to G1 and Spinister, I love the G1 Spinister. It was nice to be able to get him and also be able to have both of his little partners bolster my Decepticon ranks, which were quite lacking as a lad. It gave me 3 Decepticons in one. However, without the Target Masters, he had no form of protection, no form of offense. The entire ability for him to go into battle and defend himself rested with him using his Target Masters as accessories, right? They are his blasters. Yes, it just so happens that they are their own little robots, but they do live to serve as accessories. And for that reason, I allowed Target Masters to count, and all of them took the number 7 slot. Coming in at number 6, we go to the Studio Series 86 line and the Coronation Starscream with this. That's right, Starscream comes with a number of accessories that they put in to try and make it a later class value. And one of the most popular, one of the most successful, was the inclusion of a throne. And while Starscream can sort of situate himself on it, though he's not really sitting on it, what a lot of fans said that they like about it is that it can very much be used to, like, not only mimic a throne, but like you can mimic the throne room of Darkmount, or you could make it be the captain's chair on a diorama for the bridge of the Nemesis or some such thing. It's a versatile purple throne, and it has sort of led the way for the inclusion of other thrones, for example with Death Source. This one looks pretty fantastic. It's quite simple, and I believe it's being included with the trio of Soundwave, Megatron, and Shockwave coming from Takara. And you know what? Seeing Earthrise Megatron sitting on it makes sense as well. This is a versatile throne that, while intended to go with Starscream, could be used by any number of Decepticons seeking to take power and lead the Decepticons with an iron fist. The throne of Starscream and its versatility takes the number 6 slot. And now a hush falls over the crowd because we've reached the ever-popular, ever-coveted halfway mark. And at the halfway mark, we go with an accessory that it's been included certainly with third party for a long time. With mainline, it's only sort of had a resurgence, I'll say within the last 5 years or so, and we don't tend to see it that often anymore, so it's a welcome surprise when we do. What am I talking about? Blast effects, man. We see them with some of the HasLab stuff, with some of the bigger bots. With Siege, we saw so many of them. I have bags of these, and they're excellent for display. They're excellent for stop motion. They're a very unique way to enhance not only your Transformers, but enhance your poses and your pictures and, you know, overall, your battle scenes. All kinds of colors, all kinds of sizes. To be fair, the ones that come with Jetfire had specific votes, as well as the ones that come with Omega Supreme had specific votes. But yeah, blast effects in all of their glory takes the number 5 slot. Number 4 is really neat. It's definitely an accessory, but some people will argue that it's a character. I'm talking about Megatron in his Walther P38 mode. Of course, this is the Dr. Wu iteration of that, being wielded by Starscream because it's a 5mm peg. And the thing is, we're not talking about like a full-size Megatron. Whether you're talking about Hegemon or MP36 that actually turns into this alt mode, or whether you're talking about one of the lads that turns into a tank. If you want your Transformers, your mainline Transformers for example, or your MP for that matter, to wield a version of Megatron, you really need something to scale, like this. Or there's ever so many that come with, I want to say, the MP Seekers for the MP line that can be wielded by Optimus or anybody else. Megatron might not be able to transform when he's this small, but he doesn't really need to, because when he's this small and being wielded by someone else, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's acting as one fantastic accessory. Megatron in all of his glory takes the number 4 slot. Number 3 is an interesting one. It's a sword. It's a big sword. It's the Master Sword. This is a 3D printed Master Sword courtesy of Grimlock On that I do use with my Titans Return Fortress Maximus. We know that there was a version of that came out in Takara with an actual Master Sword. We know that G1 had the Master Sword. And some people have even said that they plan to use the gigantic Omega Prime Sword as a version of the Master Sword when they get it, even though that's purple. By the way, the Omega Prime Sword did have a couple of votes. It didn't make the list or anything, but I get it. And I understand why some people would call that the Master Sword, or why they will opt to use that as the Master Sword. But the gigantic sword that comes with Fortress Maximus, or if it doesn't come with it, you can always print one to go with it, takes the number 3 slot. Number 2 might be one of those that's a little iffy, but a lot of times these are included as accessories right from the days of G1 right up until really the most recent Studio Series 86 offering. I'm talking about the Cassettes. Sometimes they have been released in 2-packs and stuff on their own. However, G1 Buzzsaw, this isn't G1, this is my custom Buzzsaw from a Siege Laserbeak, but G1 Buzzsaw had specific votes, and he was an accessory that came with G1 Soundwave. Right up to, most recently, the, is it Rewind? I think it's Rewind, maybe it's Eject, that comes with the Studio Series 86 Blaster. Yes, their own character, but not released by themselves, but instead included as an accessory for a bigger character. Ergo, I allowed it to be counted, much like the Minicons and much like the Target Masters. Is it a little iffy? Yes, probably, but since all of this is just for fun, we're going to let the Cassettes take the number 2 slot. And now here we are, very tippy top number 1 accessory for Transformers. Something that was kind of lacking in any quantifiable numbers for a long time. We would get one every now and then with some mainline offering. MP had a couple that certainly were released. And it's one of the most iconic MacGuffins, I suppose, in all of Transformers by way of the Matrix of Leadership. And once it sort of started here with Earthrise Optimus, we've gotten this mold a ton of times. We had some Matrixes that became more common during the Power of the Primes line with the Evolution Optimus, Rodimus, and Optimus Primal. The Matrix itself had a number of votes. However, I will note that the 20th anniversary Optimus Prime Matrix had some specific votes because it's capable of actually lighting up his chest. As did the Matrix that came with the 86 Hot Rod, because it also has that kind of Matrix light blast effect that can go hooked behind it. But anyway you cut it, the Matrix of Leadership, man, easily iconic. People said, look, until the recent offerings, this is what people said they used. I used a coiled piece of wire. I used a paper clip. I used a earring. I used a, this was a good one, a piece of twist tie with the paper torn off of it and bent into the Matrix. How they done the little nodule in the center was tin foil. I've even tried that one. But I'm very happy to have a Matrix. I probably didn't need 15 of them, but you know what? Better to have too many than not enough. The Matrix of Leadership in all of its glory takes the number 1 slot as very best, very coolest Transformers accessory. And there you go, baby, 10 down to 1 once again, and others that had a number of votes. The Omega Prime Sword I already mentioned. The Gamer Edition blasters that actually connect to the arm. DX9s carry his rifle, which really turns into his Target Master. The Last Night Optimus Prime Sword. Optimus Primal's skull mace thing. The Paradise Parakeet that came with Beachcomber. The Legacy Animated Optimus Prime Axe. What else had some votes here? The Golden Discs, Animated Laserbeak, who came again with Soundwave, and Buzzsaw, who I think Buzzsaw was the one that turned into the Keytar. What else? Energon rods, like the ones that came with the Origins Bumblebee, Energon cubes, Rumble's pile drivers, the MechTech Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime trailer, Giza, who came with Nemesis Prime, I want to say, the Nemesis Prime pack, Ratchet and Ironhide's one box, Dr. Arkeville Roller, the Quill used by Alpha Trion, Shockwave in his blaster mode that came with the Centurion pack, Windblade swords, Full Tilt, and though Full Tilt is a full-size deluxe, technically he's also the chest piece and an accessory for Titan class Trypticon. Prime Thundertron's claw sword thing, Sandstorm's wench and box, I suppose, the Legacy Sandstorm that is. What else do we have here? MP36's battle damage chest, the Omega Lock that came with Primus, the Tyrant Spear that came with Black Zarak, Siege Optimus Prime sword shield thing, a couple of 3D printed things like 3D animated Ratchet's wrist welders, 3D printed animated Ratchet's wrist welders, the shoulder pylons and cape for 86 Starscream, the Dairy Con mint. It was a mint. That was mint in package. Get it? Mint in package. Just thrones in general. What else do we have here? What else do I want to throw in here? Human Partners, the Power of the Prime's heads, Titan Masters, the Prime Masters, all 13 of those. And just for kicks, the Kingdom Rodimus trailer. That and so many more accessories. Boy, oh boy, there have been so many official, third-party, and self-printed along the way. But now you have seen, as voted on by fans, the top 10 of them all. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you are at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget that somehow, someway, each and every single solitary day, you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, right here, inside the videos.